If you're putting your home this close to the coast, you're probably keen on the beach lifestyle. That also means you know the risks.
I had never had water from any hurricane until recently.
Since 2023, Cedar Key has been hit by 4 hurricanes.
The water line was right here, under the window.
Families here needed disaster relief after those 2 hurricane seasons. Mayor Sue Colson says they need it now more than ever.
We're in the middle of hurricane season in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 4 weeks. We're going to be in the middle of hurricane season again.
But recently,
and we're going to eliminate FEMA.
Leaders in D.C. have expressed desires to pull that helping hand back on the federal level.
Reforming and overhauling FEMA, or maybe getting rid of FEMA.
Some residents,
Frankly, FEMA is not good.
disagree.
The water is up here.
The director of the Cedar Key Historical Society remembers FEMA's help after one particularly bad storm that came out of season.
In '93, it was a great awakening for many of us along this coastline when the storm of the century hit. Oh, our insurance is not going to cover it. And FEMA came in. And my very first experience with FEMA was, wow, what would we do without them? Literally.
Others say the cutback wouldn't hurt their disaster-prone community too much.
I have to say that FEMA is not particularly effective.
Phil Prescott is a firefighter, priest, and volunteer for the Cedar Key Food Pantry. He's played a hand in supporting neighbors who've lost everything.
FEMA is kind of hard to deal with. What is the answer? I have no idea. But Cedar Key, if FEMA were to go away, I'm not so sure that it would be devastating to Cedar Key. There would be a bump in the road, but again, we find ways.
Mayor Colson doesn't shy away from listing FEMA's shortcomings. She says residents have long been frustrated by the agency. Long wait times, being bounced from agent to agent, and lots of red tape.
It becomes problematic because nobody's made decisions. FEMA hasn't decided for sure whether or not you qualify, and the people are in limbo. And limbo is not a healthy place to be.
But she says she doesn't think the nuclear option is the right one.
It doesn't help to start with a new agency. It doesn't help. So when you go and you talk to these people that have had issues, if there's a commonality between them all, then that's what you should be addressing, and how do you reduce those problems?
Cedar Key residents say help can and has come from places other than FEMA, like the state.
They were here immediately. They're the ones that provided the travel trailers. They brought water and other supplies, and they were here immediately and continually.
And that continuous help will prove instrumental, because FEMA or not, hurricane season is just around the corner.
Let us get recovered. Let's talk about what are the changes that want to be made,
Michael Orlando, WUFT News.